that on video.
God.
I'm serious. I really liked her smile, and I thought she had the most beautiful laugh I had ever heard in my life. Absolutely, hands down. So beautiful. What struck me was her wisdom. And I really appreciate that, both as just a partner, as a companion, someone who's helping me to make decisions and understand the world.
He is so humble and so kind. He knows me better and loves me better than anything. We met through my cousin Kayla.
I had been on a date recently, and I was on the phone with Blake, and so he was asking me about how it went, and I told him, it was good. Like, I mean, I thought things went well. We clicked and everything, but didn't necessarily expect things to move forward. And from the background on the phone, Kayla yelled out to Blake, "Tell him if he's single in the winter, I have someone to set him up with."
I didn't know about Boston until I got home from my mission. It was actually right after my homecoming talk. Kayla's mom, my aunt, came up to me and said, "Kayla's got a boy for you," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I thought about it throughout fall semester, off and on, at least every now and again. And when winter break, and I remember thinking, oh yeah, when I get back to school in the winter, Kayla's gonna set me up with someone. I had seen one photo. Kayla wanted to take me through Linsay'S whole Facebook probably like 3 times over, and just probably get my detailed comments on every single photo of Linsay ever. But I told Kayla that I would meet Linsay, and like,
He didn't want to see any photos. He's like, "No, I just want to see one first impression."
Yeah, I didn't want to make up my idea or my impression before actually meeting Linsay. But she insisted that I at least see her profile picture. So she showed me, and so she's like, "No, I want to know what you really think." And I remember telling her, no, she is super cute. I saw her photo, I know. And the winter semester started, and I was thinking about contacting Kayla, or I was thinking, I wonder if she remembers. And I passed through the crossroads at BYUI, and I saw Kayla sitting at one of the tables, and I thought, well, I gotta go over and talk to Kayla. She has someone to set me up with. So I went over and talked to her, and she told me about her classes for a while, and towards the end she said, "You probably don't remember this, but I have someone. I want to set you up with my cousin." Oh yeah, I know. That's why I came over. And so she said that she would get us connected.
The first time Boston and I met was January 29th, a few weeks after the semester had started, and Kayla invited us over to her and Blake's apartment. So we went over, and I remember being almost like kind of annoyed that it wasn't like a date. We were just hanging out because I was really into like, dating the right way and proper at the time. But I was like, okay, it's fine. We can go over, we'll meet, we'll have fun. And it was awesome. It was fun. I walked in and I said, "You must be Boston." And we got talking. He asked lots of good questions and told lots of stories about himself too. He asked if I wanted to watch Star Wars with some of his roommates, and I remember thinking like, you know, this whole dating thing again, like, oh, I want to get to know him and spend time on a proper date, if you will. And so I asked if we could go to dinner beforehand as well. So he switched around the whole date a little bit, and we ended up going to dinner and rock climbing. It was awesome. I remember being struck by how often when we were rock climbing in between climbs, he would just stop and talk to me and ask questions, and I thought that was so awesome. It was like he was super, super interested and genuine, which was really, really great.
I was super interested. Yeah.
Genuine.
Absolutely. Genuinely so interested. Yeah. I really appreciated just her demeanor, really. One of the first things that I thought about her was just that she was really interesting, and not even necessarily because of what she was sharing, but because of how she listened and how she responded. I was really, really liking it.
Yeah. Kayla did this little thing. She's like, he's trying to get me not to be able to hear whatever Boston was going to say about me. And so he gives her a thumbs up. And she asked me the same question. I left the room. She goes, what do you think? How do you like Boston? So I was kind of like, he's great. You know, I don't know him, but other than that, he's fun. He's awesome. So I really liked him too. But I just took time to get to know him and developed that way over time. I said I love you after we had begun exclusively dating, and I said it with a little bit different attitude about it, and that I still kind of have the same attitude, which is not for everyone, but it was for me, which is that I always told my roommates, like, see you later, love you, bye, and now I was exclusively dating him. Gotten to that point where I at least really, really liked him, and I loved him to an extent. He was an awesome person to be with. And so even if it wasn't that full meaning of I love you that people have with that phrase, I said, I love you, this is what I think about it, how I feel about it. If I'm saying it to my roommates, I'd like to be able to say it to you too, because I do really genuinely love and care for you, at least to some extent. So it was me.
I told Lindsay that I loved her right afterwards, because I was thinking about when I was going to say that and what it meant to me to say that, and it would just pop into my head, you know, when I saw a photo of her. Oh, I love her. And so I told her that it had been just coming into my head.
We were sitting next to each other on the couch one day, and I don't know if I was just like playing with his mouth, making him like say things or something like that. I was smiling. Okay, so I was playing with his mouth, like making him say little words like this. It was so dorky. But I started doing that, and then at some point I go, and he didn't know what was happening for a few seconds, but when he did, he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just did that. I was just trying to play with him and be funny, but...
So I joked that she asked first.
I asked, will you marry me first? But it came out of your mouth, so. On November 11th, that's when he proposed, because 11/11. And in my family, I guess 11 is kind of a meaningful number. Like whenever it's 11/11, we'll say somebody loves you. So we would always text each other a heart if we ever saw our phones at 11/11. And so 11/11 was a good day, perfect day. So we got in the car and we went and drove to where we had our first date, kind of. It wasn't where we actually had our first date, but it was part of our first date, because our first date we went rock climbing. We eat dinner, and then we drove around for like 2 hours just talking. So we got to that place, and he took me out of the car, and we got there at 11:11, by the way. And
It was hard to time that out.
but it was perfect.
Yeah.
We got there, and he had me follow a little trail of lucky pennies, because I'll always pick them up, or I'll flip over unlucky pennies, or something like that. We got to this place, this little corner of a street, and there was a board leaning up against a wall, like this big, and it was backwards. So I thought I'd turn it around and say like, "Will you marry me?" or something. And I turned it around, and instead it was a art project, I guess you could say, that he put together. He had painted the other side blue and covered it in 287 pennies, because we had known each other for 287 days, and it was in the shape of a sun, because my middle name is Ray. So they're all lucky pennies. He explained to me that the very center penny was 1996, my birth year, and then this penny right next to it is 1992, Boston. And it was really great. There's the date at the bottom. It said 11/11, and then 17. Where are we right now? 2017. With a penny, so it's like a little twin. And he just explained it, explained how there were bright pennies at the center, and then on the tips of what do you call them, the beams, the sun beams, and the rays, I guess. There are some dark days, like there are dark pennies that he used in the sun, but the bright days are the focus, and they always shine through. So it's awesome and really cute, and you would have thought he'd kneel down and propose, but he just said awesome and walked back to the car. Then he sat me down in the car, opened the door, and I sat down in the passenger seat. My feet were still kind of hanging out the door, and he said, "I have one more thing for you." And he had told me about this little craft that he created the day before that he wanted to give to me. So I said, "Oh yeah, like your little origami thing that you wanted to make for me." So he gave me that. It was a little penny pouch, and it was tiny, like that big. I looked at it for a while. He explained that there were flowers on it because he was a gardener when we went to a murder mystery when we had first met. And I just thought it was holding a penny, and so I said, "Boston, like, this is so great. You made it the perfect size for a penny." And then I looked inside, and of course it was the ring instead. And after that, I think I gave it back to him. I said, "You have to take this," or something. I gave it back to him and let him do this thing.
I want to remember that I have felt more love in the service that Lindsay gives to me. I've felt more love than I have ever experienced in my life. And I want to remember how full I have felt so many times because of feeling her love and feeling God's love for her.
There, of course, are plenty of hard times, and it's sometimes really hard for me to not focus on those hard times. But that, despite all of that and whatever is hard for me, it is so, so wonderful to know that I am married Boston, to know that we have been so happy together, to know that he is totally my best friend. I really want to remember that this time of life and our relationship and God is good. Everything is good, and our relationships are just continuing to grow and progress and be even better and more hopeful even with the challenges.